Did you know that the mushroom industry is forecast to double in size in the next 8 years? In this video, we're going to look at the state of this market and we're going to review some of the reports that identify the main drivers behind this growth.
So in a moment, we're going to be digging into those reports in a lot more detail. But before we get into that, I just wanted to let you know that we currently have an offer running on our low-tech mushroom farming online course and community.
With this offer, you can invest in access to more than 100 step-by-step lessons walking you through everything you need to know to plan, build and run your own mushroom farm. It comes with a bunch of downloadable files too, so things like an example equipment list, substrate mix calculators and a lot more. And on top of that, you also get access to a thriving community of fellow online course members. This is a place to connect with other mushroom growers from around the world, share tips, get your questions answered. We also have community managers in that group and we run monthly competitions as well as live Q&A calls. A lot of the learning takes place in this group and you can feel really supported by this group too.
So if you head over to GroCycle.com/offer, you'll find all the info there and we look forward to maybe welcoming you into the community someday soon. Okay, so we've seen in the last 5 years huge growth in interest of mushrooms, and you've seen various publications declare mushrooms to be having their moment in the spotlight. That's what they said in 2019 and 2020,
2021, 2022
and 2023.
We've also seen a couple of really popular Netflix documentaries, so Fantastic Fungi and How to Change Your Mind. There's been a New York Times bestseller called Entangled Life, which is an awesome book you should look up. There's a boom in different mushroom products as well, so mushroom building materials, mushroom leather, different mushroom products of course, and a huge interest in medicinal or functional mushrooms.
We've also seen so many new mushroom farms popping up all over the place compared to just a few years ago. The question is really, is this just a fad or is it part of a longer term trend? Recent reports suggest that it's the latter and we're going to see continual growth over the next decade. A new report produced by Expert Market Research forecasts the mushroom market to double from 68 billion in 2023 up to 136 billion in 2032. So what exactly is going to drive all this growth? Well, according to this report, the key drivers of growth are going to be more demand for healthy diets. And of course, mushrooms are low in calories, they're high in fiber and protein, vitamins, minerals and antioxidants. So you can see where there might be increased demand there. A trend towards veganism and meat replacement products made from mushrooms, and also from the pharmaceutical industry for medicinal mushroom products and cosmetics.
And to back this up, a report from IMARC suggests the growth in this market is being fueled by the same factors. So increasing consumer awareness of health benefits, growing culinary popularity and versatility, the expanding application in pharmaceutical and nutraceutical industries. And yet another report forecasts more than 100% growth in the next few years and also mentions the exact same drivers of market growth. So there really does seem to be a form of consensus in all of these forecasts, although the numbers slightly differ, of course. Now that last report I mentioned also predicts that the sale of fresh mushrooms accounts for 89% of the mushroom market, and that section will grow faster than the other categories like dried, canned or frozen mushrooms. And the main driver of this growth? Well, they identify increasing consumption of mushrooms in restaurants, supermarkets and cafeterias, as well as an increased demand for meat replacements. And that report also mentions increased use in the cosmetics industry for skincare and also growth in the use of functional mushrooms for dietary supplements. So let's look into that a little bit more. It's a really interesting area of growth.
That's right. Recently, The Guardian reported on research that suggests this part of the mushroom industry is set to grow rapidly too. One market research company estimates the global functional mushroom market will grow from 8 billion in 2020 to 19 billion in 2030. Now that report, which was conducted by Allied Market Research, suggests that the market for functional or medicinal mushrooms will grow around about 144% in that time. That's faster than fresh mushroom growth, and although it's a smaller part of the market, it's clearly growing one of the quickest sectors of it.
It's enormous growth, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's something we've seen ourselves recently. We've launched a range of medicinal mushroom extracts, so we've done a lot of research on all this kind of stuff. And we've seen across the UK just huge numbers in the last 12 months of new entrants to the market, making medicinal products, and some of them are growing themselves. A lot of them are just buying in there materials from China. So do look around when you're shopping for your medicinal extracts.
Absolutely. I had no idea, but loads of people I speak to recently are already supplementing their diet with functional mushrooms. So it really is just such an enormously rapidly growing market.
Yeah, and that report identifies some similar trends as what we've already mentioned here. So it's increased interest in healthy lifestyles from consumers, an increased awareness of the health benefits that functional mushrooms can offer, and an increased availability in a wider range of products. So we're seeing not now just mushroom extracts, but you can buy drinks with it, infused chocolate bars, and a whole range of other products as well. So that is also helping to drive demand and consumption of functional mushrooms. That report also suggests that new research being done into functional mushrooms is also likely to increase the demand for them as we start to see higher levels of certainty and confirmation with what benefits those mushrooms can bring.
And it's not a dominated market, is it?
No, well, that's the other thing that one of the reports highlights actually, is that it's not a market that's dominated by just a few major players. It's actually quite a wide open market. It's fairly easy for new participants to enter, which is exactly what we've seen basically, isn't it?
Absolutely. So I hope you're getting the picture that all of these market research companies are seeing the same thing. They see a continual year-on-year increase in demand for mushrooms over the next 5 to 10 years, and it's driven by more demand for healthy diets, veganism and meat replacement products, from pharmaceutical and health industry for functional mushrooms to use in their products, cosmetic industry for skincare products, and more products incorporating mushrooms. And all of this will be further fueled by new research showing the health benefits. So it's clear to me that this isn't a fad that's just going away. It's quite the opposite, actually.
Yeah, and of course this means that there is a bunch of opportunity for mushroom growers, small and large, to benefit from this huge growth in demand that we're going to see. Whether that's producing fresh organic mushrooms for local supply to restaurants, farmers markets, local consumers, we've seen an awful lot of growth in that over the last few years, which will almost certainly continue, or whether it's producing mushroom-based products, things like medicinal mushroom extracts, meat replacements and skincare products. So if you've been thinking about learning to grow mushrooms or perhaps even starting a mushroom business, it's pretty clear that now is a good time to do that. And I hope that you found this research that we've shown to you today interesting. Just to remind you again that we do have an offer running till the end of the month on our online course and community. Just head to grocycle.com/offer to find out more about that. And we look forward to maybe welcoming you into the community there sometime soon. Thanks a lot for joining us today, and we'll see you in the next one.